Okay, I think Sharif wants to figure out a way to screen share to get things in Discord. But thank you guys for coming again. Real quick, just click on the comment section in the bottom right, and that'll take you to the tweet of the spaces. Like and retweet the spaces. Keep your eye on Discord. We do have an update of the game coming out today. Brand new update for you guys. A lot of new improvements. You'll see like a drastic jump from about a week and a half ago when we posted our last patch. I'm sure we'll have the patch notes as well with like a detail of everything that has been changed. But yeah, that's coming today. New update, new game file, big improvements. So keep your eye out for that. But Sharif, is everything good? Settled?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we can go into Discord. But let me, because I wanted to show the visuals for a lot of the stuff that we were talking about. So we can stay in the Twitter space here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into our Discord and I'm going to share my screen. And anyone who is able to join the Discord and see that as well, the voice will still be from here though. So I'll leave the voice on here. But some people who might not be able to view on Discord might not see exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to go to the big stage, um, beta updates. Okay. So if you guys can join, jump into the Discord, and I'm just going to go live now. And again, I'll keep the audio on here, but anyone who wants to see the visuals, yeah, please jump into there. So we have lots of exciting updates. We've done. It's been a lot of work since the last patch. We've done a lot. A lot of changes have happened. You guys should be able to see the my screen there now. If you guys are downloading the new updates, I know we wanted to do patch updates, and this game client did require some bigger changes to the actual game client itself. So please download the new game client. If you log into the old one, you will have tons of issues. So you will also need a new username and password. Your old username and password will work, so you will still be able to log in with your old username and password, but you'll run into tons of issues. So please make sure that you log in with your new username and password. And you can get a new one. Robert will be updating the bot. So if you type in /beta, you'll get a new password that hasn't been used before. Just go ahead and create a new account. So if you guys are watching my screen now, what I wanted to do, and again, I apologize for anyone who isn't there. We'll post a video later this week explaining the vision for the game. And one thing that I felt was really missing last time is because the way that we launched the game, a lot of people did not see the vision. Now, in New York, we had a much more completed product, right? And now a lot of people might, well, in the last demo, a lot of people were looking at the product and saying, hey, you guys took a few steps back. And we did. But the reason for that is because the vision for this game is, in my opinion, much better than the vision that we had in terms of like the high end capacity or the, like how far we could go with the last game versus this game is a lot higher. So here in Team Prep, you're able to now move your Valerians across, and you're able to basically prep your team however you like. Of course, you can still go ahead and move pieces around the old way, but now you're able to kind of drag people and place them where you want, and you can swap back and forth this way as well. Now, one thing that's very important to know is how this will work in terms of the battle. So if I put my tank in the middle front row here, he is only going to be protecting the Valerians directly behind him. So he will not be protecting any, like if I place, for example, a Valerian here, even though Liero's in the back row here, Shrapnel will not be protecting him because Shrapnel is not directly in front of him. So if I want him protected, I got to place him over here. And obviously we still have a bug here. You can see the icons should be moving around. And this there's a bug here too because this save button, the clickable area is too big. It's overlapping with the square, but the reason for that is because we're updating the screen here. It's going to be like a bit of a different UI. So you got to click save in the corner. If I click save here, it opens up the box. And same with editing items. So you can see here. So once I have my team figured out and I know who, well, obviously I wouldn't be putting him at the front. I'll be putting him back here, maybe placing him at the front, and then something like that. Now, that's the first thing. So the next thing that I want to talk about is in the battle itself, and this part is going to be a little bit, maybe I don't want to. I'm going to try to explain it in the best way I possibly can, and hopefully not make it too complicated. But when you go into a battle here, so let's say for example, I am let's say where am I? I'm over here. So when I enter a battle, you're going to see in the new queue system, you're going to see there's this number that's been added to the Valerian, and we have a new splash image here. Valerian's, the name of your opponent is also showing up now, much better. So what you see is you see this number underneath the Valerians, and this number is basically representing their speed, let's say. And the lower the number is, that basically means that they're going to be next to attack. So if the Valerian's at 0, that means they're going to be next to attack. And so you can have a Valerian who's extremely fast attacking multiple times before another Valerian attacks. And there will be a slight delay after they attack before their speed is recalculated and they're placed back into the queue. So technically, if you're extremely fast, you can attack, and then after a slight delay, as you can see here, this Valerian is attacking multiple times in a row because it's extremely fast. So it's attacking and then it's being placed back into the queue. So the battle is not automatic. It's not an order. But you can see I can't target this Valerian here. I can click on it, but it will not target him because there's a Valerian in front of him. But I could target this Valerian in the second row because the Valerian in front of it has died. So that's how the targeting works. Now, what your job is basically, tons of VFX have been added. So we have added a whole bunch of VFX to the game now. So you can see the poison VFX, the icons are there. So we have added all the VFX for the items, the shield VFX. The VFX for pretty much every item is in the game now. And what did I want to show you guys here? I'm waiting for like a speed up item. And also the other thing is you don't have to drag the card all the way across anymore. So let me get into another match here. So let me jump into another match. I'm looking for like a speed up card. And of course you have your buffs, you have your debuffs. But for example, if you have a very fast Valerian and you can't slow him down enough, so here, perfect. I have a group speed up card. And by the way, the items on these cards, the names are going to be changing, and it's going to be very clear what they do in the future. So in the future, it's going to be very clear what the card does. It's going to be like attack plus 20%, heal plus 50%. So now that I've speeded up my Valerians, you saw that Lero was 8, goes down to 5. It's basically going to speed up my Valerian in terms of the queue, and I can do the same thing on my opponent's side. I can slow them down. If it's a single target card, you no longer have to drag it all the way across the map. Like a single target card, you can basically it stays here, but I can kind of move it around and select who I want to target from here. And so the speed is like one aspect of it. Controlling the queue or managing your spot for your Valerians in the queue is one part of what your job is. It's basically if you have a Valerian on the other side who's extremely fast, extremely quick, constantly auto attacking, then it's your job basically to control and manage that speed of that Valerian, whether it's through slowing him down, stunning him, etc. And at the same time, you're trying to kind of gain control of the queue as well by speeding up your Valerians, buffing them, etc. And so every time there's a slight delay and this queue gets recalculated, you want to make sure you have as many Valerians on there as possible and you're taking as few hits as possible. So this is part of the new battle mechanic that we've added, and it was a massive change, and that's what we were working on last week was kind of organizing and managing those changes. It's a new battle style, completely from what it was before. But I think with this new battle style, it's going to make things a lot more interesting. Of course, you still have your attack cards. You can still attack with champions. You can still do damage. Let me do a PvP match with myself here. So you can still attack, you can still do damage, and you can still buff and debuff, stun, sleep. All of these things have been added, but the items again are not working exactly as they should. And I want to make it. I want to point this out very clear. The energy refill rate, the cost of items, all of this stuff is placeholders. Even the artwork. last week we were focused. The devs were focused on the logic for the game. The devs were focused on basically implementing the logic, getting the queue system and the logic and the speed and everything to work. And now what we're working on is basically we have the art team working on making the art for these cards as simple as possible. And then, of course, the devs are going to be working on balancing and making the game a lot more playable. But these are some of the things that we wanted to introduce in this patch. Is basically the new battle mechanic. Your objective is to get your Valerians to the top of the queue, get them attacking, get them battling, whether that's surviving them and keeping them alive, or whether that's through slowing down your opponent or speeding yours up. But that's your whole objective, is to get your guys to as low as possible. Champion attacks technically shouldn't have a number because they're priority. I know it says 2,500, but they shouldn't have a number, and so that's how that part works. We still have, I don't know if I can get one of my cutscenes active here during the match, but let's go do this. And let's say, for example, I have two targets here and I actually want to focus on Obsidian. I can click on Obsidian. I won't be able to click on the Valerians in the back row. I can click on him because Vulture is down, but you can see the targeting now works. The targeting, we had some bugs in it before, but now like the Valerian you select, you won't be able to select the ones you cannot target. And you get the group paralysis. I'm pretty sure is not working correctly, but this would be a great item if you do have, if your opponent is taking over the queue and you want to slow them down. You group paralysis them, they'll fall out of the queue until the next refresh comes in. So as you can see, the game is a lot more playable now. And let me activate a special and finish them off. So, we added these little splash logos in there. We're working on the transitions, though we have different teams working on different parts of the game. But for the battle, full transparency, there's only two people allowed to touch the battle. So those two people are working on the battle. Nobody else is allowed to touch it. You'll notice we did some optimizations on the rock environment. The environment has been improved. It's still continuing to get improved. So while we have these people working on, and again, like I said, there's only two people right now that can touch the battle, that are in a position to work on the battle. Everyone else is still working on other things. So we still have the people working on the environment and everything like that. And right now, battles are lasting too long. We know that. The balancing, again, is not in the game yet. The dev said in 2 to 3 days, but each time we do a patch, it takes the devs almost a full day to wrap things up and pack things up. So we have to sit there and decide, is it worth it? And obviously, for the community, a lot of times it is. We still want to make sure that we give you guys progress and updates, but at the same time, wrapping and patching everything up can cause a bit of a slowdown on the development side. What else did I want to show you guys? So we did add some new dungeon levels on the Valdex side. This is a work in progress, right? But this is the design that we're going for the Valdex now. So you'll be able to kind of flip through your cards this way and see everything there. Obviously, this page right now is extremely transparent, so we're like, it's hard to read these. So all of these are going to be worked on and sorted out. Um, I think we already went over these, but we did small fixes, like, you go to Shrapnel. If you click Valdex, it goes straight to Shrapnel's Valdex. Before it would just go to like a random page. And then also we need to work on like some of the UX when you click buttons. Like even in Awakening right now, when you click a certain button, it shouldn't go all the way back. We know that. Like if I go to Awakening and I select Howler and then I go back, it should take me back to this screen, right? The Valerian selection screen. So we're going to be working on all of these very soon as well. What else do I want to? Let me just pull up the patch notes, which we'll be posting as well. Yeah, so a lot of time was spent last week working for the logic of the queue. And if you battle an opponent now, it does show their name. These are just minor bug fixes. They'll be in the patch notes. But basically, if you battle an opponent before the name wasn't showing up, the name will be there now. So you can see here. So you got the name there, and just the new image before the battle starts. And then we have, again, most of it was the logic for the queue. I know this time a lot of people are probably thinking, "Oh, you have the items in the game now," and they do the VFX. That was actually not what most of the time was spent on. The items were last added all in the last 2 days. Most of the work here was actually done on the logic end. That's the logic for the queue, the speed stat calculations, and it's something completely different, because it's not like, hey, it's your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. That's not how the battle is going to play out. This isn't about like, oh, there's 10 Valerians on the field, it's Shrapnel's turn, and then it's Lero's turn, and then it's Obsidian's turn. It's like no, everyone has a speed stat that's calculated based off of certain metrics, which are hidden, and we could some of it will be shared potentially, like if people really want to dive into the game, but it's not something a player needs to calculate. What they need to understand is, hey, my guy's super slow. I don't know if he's going to be able to get an attack off. This other guy's really fast. I need to slow them down, and I need to take control of the queue. And now, okay, it's great that you have control of the queue and you have your Valerians attacking, but you also need to make sure that you're doing enough damage. And then your opponent might be able to, maybe your opponent tries to control the game a different way. He's not so much worried about the speed. He's trying to control it by sleeping your Valerians and not giving them a chance to move, or whatever the case is. So obviously there's still some work to be done there, but that's what the devs spent most of their time on, is working on the logic for the queue. And then the next step for our next patch will basically be the balancing. So now the devs are okay. Now that we have the logic for the queue sorted out and how we want this part to play out, now let's focus on balancing the game. And there's going to be more items added, of course, but kind of focused on all of that stuff. But they really wanted to get this out there for all of you. What else? Let me just pull up the patch notes quickly. Give me 1 second. This is a different screen, so you guys won't be able to see this screen. Let me just pull up the patch notes. Give me 1 second here. Alright, so dungeon modes are open. 6 new Valerians have been added to chests, so there's 6 new Valerians you'll be able to pull from chests. I'm just trying to show the resurrection VFX, but I can't sleep my opponents. But you'll see, like, even if I sleep my opponents here, they're still going to attack. So I just want to make it clear the items are not properly playable inside of the game right now. That will be coming soon. I can push the devs for a quick patch midweek, but don't quote me on that quite yet, because I know every time we ask for a patch, it does slow them down a bit. So I can ask them for a patch midweek, but they'll need like 2 to 3 days to kind of get a good balancing in there. But they've committed to a patch every weekend, and so definitely we'll have a patch next weekend. As for a patch midweek, I'll give you guys an update on that shortly, and I'll let you know if that will be available. So let's see, what do we have here? We have 6 new Valerians have been added. The new Valdex for the item is available in the game, but it's still ongoing. New champion VFX is added on the Valdex. Let me see that. New champion VFX is added on the Valdex. I'm not sure exactly which one that's referring to. New PvP page, which you guys saw. It's still a work in progress as well. Team prep is being optimized, also still being worked on. And the new queue system was added, which is where most of their time went. And they fixed a bunch of bugs, which I'll post as well, like the scroll bar display on the inventory system, uh, small icon clickable range. There's a lot of icons that we're going to be increasing the size of. So when you go to like friends, for example, this icon at the top is a bit small. We're going to make that a bit bigger. So there's certain UI things that are just a little bit smaller than we like. But yeah, there's been a lot of progress made over the last week, but a lot of the progress, a lot of time did go into the team prep. And if anyone wants to come up and ask questions about this, well, I have the game sharing here. But remember, log in with a new password. So make sure you're using a new password to log in, please. And make sure you download the new game client. And we have signed a contract with Ether now. So I know the experience on Ether. Some of you said it wasn't that great, and we understand that because Ether was not optimized by any means. So just so you guys know, Ether was on a on a test container. The whole thing was a test deployment. We just wanted to see if it could work. And now we will have an actual team working with us on Ether properly. So we actually have a proper team that will be supporting us. We have 50 containers that we got for Ether now. So we'll actually be setting up with them properly now. But you can see, like, for example, mirror image VFX is in the game now. If you guys are still watching the screens, you can see like the mirror image VFX taking the next hit. So that's what we've been working on. But let me see if anyone wants to come up here and have any questions that they want, or anything they want to chat about.
We could go through the AMA questions. There's a lot of questions down there.
Okay, look, do you mind? Oh, I didn't even know they did this, but they actually have like if you tap it, so you don't click it, it tells you like who the targets are available, which is cool. I didn't even know that. But hello, yeah. Could you mind pulling up those AMA questions? So let's see, and then we can kind of go over them.
Yeah. Okay. I was trying to get the. Okay, nice. Discord minimize your stream, so I could still see your stream. Okay.
Nice.
Will there be token burning in the future with the new token as there was before?
Tokenomics don't change. Our tokenomics model is staying the same. We're not making any changes to it. Ooh.
Yeah. So we never really had token burning. We had
We have token sinks.
we had like token things people use a token for, and then the plan was after all those initial tokens get distributed, then we can redistribute everything that's sunk to the landowner, so that like land can continue to have value after its initial 35% distribution. So nothing changes from that side. From Lady Samurai, a lot of things have been reported in closed beta, whether feedbacks or bugs. How are you guys feeling about where the game development is right now? How confident are you able to do everything you had planned for September without the team overworking themselves?
Yeah, the team's definitely grinding. I won't lie, the team is grinding. So Sunday's their only day off. They're working 6 days a week, and they took Sunday off. They're working, they're grinding. But we understand, like as a team, everyone understands it's go time. So no one's complaining. We're all adults and we have a job to do. It's not like it's gonna be like this forever. But I explained to everyone basically that September and August and September are going to be very important months for us, and there's a lot of things that we need to do and we need to get ready for. So everyone's on board, and they know that this pace won't last forever. But we just made such a massive pivot again with the battle mechanic that yeah, it's going to be a crazy couple months, but everyone is ready for it. We're all passionate about what we do. Everyone loves what they're doing, so.
Lil Dill, I brought you up on stage. What's up, my man?
Yo, how's it going, guys? It's been a little bit since I've come up to talk to y'all.
What's
Yeah,
up?
yeah. It's been a while. I remember you're like one of the few people that would come up. But what's up?
Yeah, lots of progress since then. So, looking great. Um, I'm still bullish as I was way back when.
We're
Um,
bullish too. We're bullish too.
yeah. No, so I just wanted to speak to, seeing everything you guys are presenting. I think it's looking great. Progress is awesome. So I just wanted to go back because you were saying about the midweek updates and stuff. Me personally, I think it sounded like that would be less efficient. So, I mean, if someone else feels strongly opposed and wants to come up and speak on it, I mean, they can. I would say, you guys just not worry about that. I know there's some loud voices that can come up, happens in all the communities, right? That just, they want things now. But I feel like, once a week is plenty. And if it's going to make things more efficient on your end, I mean, I think everyone can see how hard y'all are working. So just wanted to give my support there. Like, I think it's better if you guys don't force, these midweek updates if it's going to slow things down. Uh, I think anyone can see that, the product's looking great.
I appreciate that, my man. That actually means a lot, man. And I'm gonna share that with Richie and Highway as well because they spend about 4 or 5 hours to do a patch, and it's like 2 days for the 2 days of work on the patch, and then like half a day sometimes to pack it up. So it definitely slows them down. So I really do appreciate you saying that. It's not the most efficient, but the community's been very patient with us at the same time. So the number of times we've changed our mind and gone in different directions and stuff like that. So that's why it's like I also want to let them know like, hey, we haven't forgotten about you guys, and you guys are still a priority. The community at the end of the day is still a top priority for us. So I want to see if resurrection works. But yeah, so I appreciate you saying that, and it would be more efficient for us to stick it to the weekends and obviously the next weekend patch. Hopefully, people are able to see the progress from one week to another and see how much was changed, how much was added, and the logic for the queue wasn't easy. But yeah, I really appreciate you saying that, man.
No worries, guys. Never in doubt. You guys definitely care about the community. So that's all I had to say. So I'll let you
Thank you,
get back
boss.
to it.
You're a legend.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, even a week is really fast. Like doing midweek and stuff. Yeah, even a week is quick on things to be pushing stuff. So I appreciate that. JPEG says, "What's the plan for marketing? Seems like the Zai marketing didn't do much. There's absolutely not much attention gained from the Zai post. Instead of using
Oh,
to create a fancy video, what is your plan for the marketing?"
oh, well. No. The Zai marketing is different. So Zai is working on they basically Zai wants to kind of corner the market in terms of they want to they want to become known as the, let's call it, the gaming chain. And so what Zai is working on is KOLs that are going to support that launch. There'll be Zai ambassadors, and we've been working with Zai to have these ambassadors begin the same time that Valeria launches. And so the plan is that these Zai ambassadors will basically join Zai, and the game that they'll be promoting, it won't. We're not going to be the only game that Zai is promoting. Just to be clear, it's not. We're not saying that the only game these ambassadors will be promoting is Valeria forever, but they will be joining when we launch, and they will be promoting Valeria. Then we have our own KOLs that we're working on as well that are going to be supporting our launch. And then on top of that, we also have the Arbitrum Foundation. So we met with the Arbitrum Foundation, and they also are basically going to be supporting us with some grants and some support to bring on some more KOLs and some more advertisements. So that's a couple things. And then we also have a gameplay trailer, and we went with the studio that made the trailer for Seed Phrase and Grail and those guys' trailer. So we'll be working on with that studio again. And this gameplay trailer is basically we're investing more into this gameplay trailer than we did for all the other trailers combined. It's going to be a minute cinematic and about 45 seconds of gameplay, just showing people the game, and that's the one that will be used for the core marketing campaign. And I'm going to share something else on Discord. So again, if you're on Discord today, you definitely want to be on Discord to see the visuals. I'll share this today. I don't know if I've shared this with anyone before. Let me just quit this match. 1 second here. I quit on the other phone so I can win here and get some elo and start my unlock. Let me just see if I pull anything, and then I'm going to share my Figma real quick. I'll pull it quick. I'll just skip it. Okay, nice. Got Sylvanus. Okay, so now I'm going to share a different screen on Discord now, and I want to show you guys what to expect for launch. So 1 second here. I'm glad we did this because well, not everyone listening is watching the Discord stream. We have about 30 people in the Discord, and we have 40 people here. So if you're not watching it on Discord, you're going to be missing out. So join the Discord, and you can kind of see the visuals of what I'm talking about. I don't think the Discord is recorded, so I feel like if you're not here, you might be missing out a bit. So let me share this screen. So this is the website that's going to be going live during our season 1 campaign. And I want to walk you guys through the user flow. So the user flow will be you log in with whatever you log in with, your Apple, your Google, your email, your Twitter, whatever you log in with. It will be the same account as your main game account. And as soon as you log in, what you're going to get is 1,000 shards. That's for creating an account. So we kind of are using the 1,000 shards as the frame of reference. And then after you got your 1,000 shards for doing that, there will be like a little tutorial guiding you along the way. And this is the most important piece, I think, of the information. The shard generation rate per hour will determine your allocation on airdrop. So your token airdrop will be based off of your shard generation rate, not how many shards you have in your wallet. And then players will be able to increase a couple shards. So there'll be different tiers, and each tier will have its leaderboard. But you'll be prompted to upgrade your first shard, which is Kuko's Fur, and that will give you, for example, 100 more an hour. These numbers are just placeholders here. So that will give you, like, let's say 50 more per hour. And now that the frame of reference has been set, so you've upgraded Kuko, it cost you, let's say, 1,000, and it's giving you 15.5 shards per hour. You'll quickly be able to see that once you go here, you can get 50,000 shards just for playing the game. You can get 200,000 shards for inviting 3 friends, 50,000 shards for joining the Discord. Sorry, so it's going to be 100,000 for playing the game, 50,000 for joining the Discord, and 50,000 for following the Twitter. And then there will be daily activities that you can do, like there'll be a certain social media post maybe, or whatever the case is. Those will all show up on your daily rewards. And so what you have here is artifacts. Artifacts can be upgraded with shards by themselves. So what that means is I haven't played the game. I created an account. I got 1,000 shards, and I unlocked Kuko's Spur, and that gave me 110 shards per hour. And then I save up those shards, and then I unlock the next one, and then I unlock the next one, which is great. But then you have emblems. Emblems are also going to give you shards passively, but they're a lot more powerful, and these will all be in-game related. So an emblem will be, for example, win a PvP match. Once you've won a PvP match, you'll have a notification that your emblem's unlocked. When you come to here, you'll be able to see that you've unlocked the PvP emblem. Dungeons, buy something from the merch store, do a trade with a friend, like participate in the peer-to-peer marketplace. All that stuff will be considered emblems, and then you'll be able to do all of that. We also have the mobile mode, so you'll be able to play it on mobile. But this is the shard campaign that we're working on. You'll have artifacts, which you can just do with more shards, and then you'll have emblems, which will be more powerful, and then we also have our partner projects here. So there'll be an emblem, which is create an account or sign up for an Animoca ID, like a Mochaverse ID. Sorry, and if you sign up for a Mochaverse ID, then you'll unlock an emblem for Mochaverse. So that's another part of it that will be a part of our campaign here. And then, of course, we'll be on Mochaverse's side as well. Mochaverse will be telling their community to come play here. We'll be telling them to go play there. We'll be doing one with Portal Coin as well. So we'll be on Portal Coin. There'll be a few other platforms that'll be marketing our game. So uh, so I'm gonna. I don't know if I've shared that before, but the shard campaign is going to be a big part of our marketing push because it's going to be. I like to think of it as a game within the game because when you're playing the game, then you come on the website and you find out, hey, I've unlocked all of these emblems and I have all these shards, and then you spend those shards to increase your passive per hour, and then based on there will be a hidden point system, of course, to prevent bots and stuff like that. But as long as you're a real person participating properly, and the most powerful emblem is going to be invite three friends. So we're hoping that that can create a lot of hype as well. But it's a game within a game. This will be part of season one for our season one launch, and then we'll have KOLs who are explaining how the campaign works. We'll have KOLs explaining how the game works, and all of that as well. So we'll have we have a unique marketing plan set up for September that it's going to be one of a kind because no one's done a campaign quite like this where you do get stuff for social media, you get stuff for in-game, you get stuff for our partner projects, and you get stuff just for participating. You can just unlock different artifacts and level them up with your shards, but you got to use your shards wisely, unlock the right things. But when you get 1,000 shards for signing up and then you're getting 100,000 shards for playing the game, just logging into the game, if you're trying to participate on TGE, then naturally you're going to do that. The numbers are crazy. Same with the Discord, and inviting three friends is 250,000, and a lot of emblems are locked before you invite one friend. So we really want to create a lot of hype and around the campaign. So that's what we'll be working on. But no, there's tons of marketing going on.
Yeah, and then Dimitri replied to him like that video was just to announce the Zion migration. The actual marketing hasn't really even started yet.
Yeah.
And then okay, so next question is Pluto says, why didn't we keep the 3v3 game mode and finish finalizing it 1 to 2 months ago, then add the 5v5 at a later stage? Two different game modes. One required more swiping and one more tactic with auto battling, give more variety to gamers.
I can answer that. So our two main things. One is the 3v3 game mode had one problem that we couldn't solve, and what we want to launch the best product available, and a lot of times it's kind of like, hey, let's just get it out there, and I understand that sentiment, but the 3v3 game mode had one major problem, in my opinion, that impacted the gameplay quite a bit, and that was as your Valerians died, as your Valerians passed away, the 5 cards in your hand began to get overwhelmed with items. And of course, you can limit the hand to from 5 cards in your hand to 4 cards in your hand to 3 cards in your hand as your Valerians die. But when 6 out of the 10 cards in your hand were Valerian attacks, that means you have at the start of the battle you had 10 possible cards to pull from, which will be reduced to 8 when one of your Valerians die, and then it'll be reduced to 6 when one of your Valerians die. This was one thing that kind of could throw off the battle near the end. When you're playing with a large scope, you can start to pull a lot of items, and it can cause a lot of issues. And that's one issue we had with the 3v3. But the 5v5 is just a much better game mode. And I know that people can't see that right now, but we're going to be putting a lot of marketing and a lot of. When we launch, we're the new game, we're the new Web3 game. We have one shot at this. We want to put the best final product out there. And I know right now, in the current state, people can't see it, but this game is exponentially better. This game is way better than it was before because now there's a game before you even start. Okay, where do I place first? Select your Valerians. Now, where do I place my Valerians? You got to strategic because you have five Valerians. Are you going with two tanks with two people behind them that they're protecting? Are you going with one tank protecting two people, maybe two all rounders? How are you playing this part? And then during the battle as well, now you have a little bit of an auto battler feature when you are completely overpowered. So if I want to play this game, let's just say passively, you actually could. So if I need to clear a dungeon, you can clear a dungeon now if you're completely overpowered. Like if I have level 10 Valerians and I'm going against a dungeon with level 4s and 5s, I don't actually need to actively participate in the battle. My level 10s will do their thing on their own because they're that much stronger. So now you have like this natural auto battler portion that's been added if you are completely overpowered. But obviously you can't do that in a PvP match. In a PvP match you need to be engaged, you need to be speeding up your Valerians. You need to be activating the right cards and shields at the same time. The new queue system adds a cool mechanic where it's not like your turn, then his turn, then his turn. It's like this dynamic queue system that's happening, and it's like you're trying to maintain your Valerians in the queue while disabling them in the queue. It's a way better game once you guys are able to play the vision, and we get one chance. We're putting all this marketing behind it. We're putting all this effort into this launch that we've delayed significantly, but all of this has been being planned for this massive launch that we want to do, and we just want to make sure that first game that people play is the best possible game that they could play.
Okay, next question from Aaron. Been holding for 2.5 years, and after pivoting here and there, we had a 3v3 battler. Okay, so it's a similar question, and now we have a 5v5 game. At the moment, it is unplayable. Why after? It seems like we're going backwards. Are we going to release the game this year?
Yeah, yeah, you guys can see the patches happening, and you guys will see the patches. With each patch, you'll see the massive progress. Like I said, big chunk of the work has been done, and there's a lot of different people working on different things. So when I say next weekend, you'll be able to, see the balancing that's been implemented into the game and everything like that. I don't mean that that's the only thing that's happening, right? Other people will be able to do other things. So we have other people working on the VFX here. Another person's working on the lucky draw. Another person's working on the UI. And another person's working on this piece. So yes, we have everything is kind of focused around the battle right now because once the battle's ready, we're ready for launch. But as the battle is going on, all the other stuff is still being built out and tested, and we added a QA team as well there. They haven't been able to do QA because it's like, oh, we got the patch ready, get the patch out, but there's still we got QA going on in the back end. So yeah, the game's definitely coming out this year, but it's you'll be able to see the development of the game now. That's why we wanted to do it this way. So you guys can compare last week's game to this week's game, and then next week you can compare it to this game, and you guys will quickly see the rate that we're progressing at and how hard everyone's working.
Cool, cool, cool. And okay, next question from Clip. How come the servers are going offline for upwards of 24 hours multiple times? I thought this new system meant they could just very briefly take it down, move changes from dev to prod. Are they just building directly in prod? That's crazy.
No, no, the servers have been significantly worked on. That is another thing that'll be in the patch note. There's been big server improvements that have happened. We did switch servers a couple weeks ago, and there is a team working on the servers as well, and they've made massive improvements to the server. There are times when the servers will go offline. Like in this case, we have a new game client, but I'll ask the devs to communicate that better if they
Yeah,
if they
I'm
do
saying,
need to take the
how
servers
come the
off.
servers go offline for a day at a time?
I I'll
If it's
I'll
just
look
pushing
into
an
that.
update. Yeah, okay, we can check it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look into that. But it shouldn't be going offline as much anymore because I know we have made some massive improvements to the server over the last week.
How early do you think we should get Apple iOS test flight? If we are looking to
Oh,
launch in October, shouldn't we already be testing on iOS unless we are looking
yeah,
at no app store for season one?
that's a good question, and the devs are currently actually working on that. I'm not going to give a timeline on it right now, but test flight is something that they're working on and packing things up for the iOS version. So I'm not going to give a date on it, but I just wanted to let you know they all have access. The devs have got access to the iOS and Google Play as admins, and they're working on creating the test flight versions there as we speak.
Will some of the team consider taking responsibility bracket meaningful one with constantly missing the deadline? Seems like there is no repercussion.
If they can tell us what they have in mind, I'm more than happy to hear it.
Yeah,
If
I
they
think,
have
and I
some
think we've been
suggestions
pretty
in mind,
solid on the deadlines for the last few months. It's been on point.
yeah. But if they have some suggestions or what they have in mind, I'm more than happy to hear it.
Wheat offer doesn't work on Magic Eden. Current offer can't be accepted. Okay, I'll forward that to the Magic Eden team. What involvement do Hilal Sharif have within the game? It feels like there was more involvement in the 3v3. That felt like their vision for the game, but the
Yeah,
5v5 feels like it's the vision for
the
the
devs.
studio and the
Yeah,
devs.
true.
This was your game. You guys are gamers. We backed what you thought was fun. Like basically, how do we trust that the new vision and what's the involvement there versus before?
Yeah, yeah. No, this is a good point because the devs are the ones who suggested the new game mode. So this was something that came from the devs, but we still sat down, thought about it, and we're like, yeah, this game is going to be way better. And I know the team can't see the vision for the game because of its current state, but once you guys are able to see the vision for the current game, everyone will agree. I don't even think it's subjective. I think if you enjoyed the last game, it was because of the state that the game was in. It was obviously very playable, and this game is not as playable. Once you guys see the vision and once it gets to that playable state that the old game was in, I don't think there'll be a single person who will say the old game was better or more fun. I genuinely believe that. And we're just as involved. Like, we understand the game, we understand what's happening, we still go back and forth with the devs. But in order to get the best game possible, you have to you have to you have to trust the people who are great at this. The devs have created tons of games before. They have tons of experience in this space. But I'm not saying we're just going to listen to everything they say and do whatever they say. But at the same time, when they explain the vision for this game, I'm like, holy shit, yeah, this is a way better game. And it will be once the game is in that playable state like the old game was. I think everyone will see that.
Cool, cool, cool. What is this partnership with Game IN or Game In platform about? Saw it on the socials. And when does Matt marketing start to come into play? How many weeks before season one does he start?
Oh, so hello, you can kind of take that, but he's been helping us a lot with the Web 2 and Web 3 side of marketing. And we're building a backlog of content. We don't want to be in a situation where our posts are inconsistent on social media. So we want to make sure that we have enough content, 2 months worth of content backlogged and ready to go. So Matt is currently helping us tweak all of that content, but we don't want to be in a position where it's like we post a piece of content and then we're working to get the post that is 2 or 3 days later. And Robert just gave us the green light that the new passwords are ready. So if you guys want to get your passwords and download the new game client, you can. But we don't want to be in a place where it's like we post two pieces of content and we're working on the third one. We want to have 2 months worth of content. If someone goes on vacation for a week, if someone leaves, if something happens, that we constantly have a stream of content going to our social media. That's what we're working on right now. And to answer your question as to when it will go live, you'll see it about a week before season one campaign starts. You'll start to see KOLs. You'll start to see the social media pick up. You'll start to see the gameplay trailer. But this will all be when we want. Most of it will happen when there is a call to action. We don't want to do marketing, too much marketing and too much push when it's like next week do this. We want to do it when there's something for you to do today. When there's a call for action today, that's when we want to push most of our marketing. So it won't be too much before, but during when season one is live, that's when you'll see most of it. So there'll be an actual call to action, and people will actually be able to download the game and play the game and kind of go from there.
Yeah, so Matt's already working with us. Like Matt's working with Calico. He's working with the animation team. He's already working with us. We meet with him weekly, and he's pushing. He's helping us build out that Web 2 social. So especially for like the Instagram, TikTok, those animations and stuff, we need to build up a big backlog catalog of stuff before we can start posting. So that takes a few months to just build the backlog so that we can post consistently, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then tweak it based off performance. And then the game in partnership, Game IN. Do you know about that, Sharif? Sharif, you're muted.
Sorry, what was the question?
This I pinned a tweet here. Game and IO GM Gladiators. We're excited to welcome Valeria Studios.
Oh yeah. So I should have mentioned that today as well. But they'll have our game live on their platform as well, similar to PortalPay. They're another place where you can basically just play our game. So it's just more reach for us. So they have a bunch of people on their website. They have a bunch of games there, and we'll be another game there, and we will be platformed and featured for a while during our season 1 campaign. So you'll be able to go there and play our game as well. So just more exposure for us.
Cool, cool, cool. Are we having issues with Zai migration setting up the gasless transactions for the pack opening and stuff like that? Because from what was previously understood, the migration was essentially done, and yeah, like mostly everything is done, but the gasless transactions, are we having issues with that?
Uh, I don't know if Scott can speak on that, but Xi migration is going very smooth. I know that we haven't been the gases part was an issue that we ran into, but we did find a solution for that, and we'll announce that very soon. Um, but last I checked with Scott, that was the final piece that was left. It was the gasless part. We do have a solution, and we will be announcing it soon.
Yeah, basically everything is done except just the gasless transactions, but we figured it out. Samster the hamster. A suggestion that 5v5 could be delayed to season 2 and season 1 be 3v3, and then build it up for later.
It's two different games completely. It's two completely different games. It's not even the 5v5 versus 3v3 that changed. It's the whole game has changed. It's a completely different mechanic, and yeah, it's not so much
Yeah,
that this
it's
is
not
just
even that we added.
reallocating a
It's
player.
it's a, like the fact that it's 5v5 or 3v3 is not even a change. Like that's just putting more flavors. It's like the whole battle is different. Yeah. Okay. So channel was saying, was the removal of land staking successful? I read rumors of some bugs. If you guys have any bugs of that, if you're having issues posting, I think Bunny sent me a screenshot of Pluto posting on our marketplace. I sent that to Snag and them, saying something was still staked. If you have any issue of that, just send it in feedback in the feedback channel, and I'll look at it. But yeah, land staking has been fully removed um, a few weeks back, and I think we haven't had any issues until today. Someone posted something about it, but yeah, just let me know, post about it, and we'll figure that out. But yeah, it should all be removed. Is it cool to live stream playing the beta on Twitch and YouTube? Uh, yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, it's not there yet though. Um, you give it some time. Obviously, we appreciate everyone and the support they want to give us. There's a reason we haven't gone to Twitter with it. Just give us a little bit more time. I'm going to tell you guys when you'll be able to experience the battle. The moment I know that when you guys play this game, you'll be able to understand and experience the vision. I'm going to give you guys the green light, and that's going to be very soon.
Yeah, like we haven't even posted that the beta is live or anything on our Twitter, right? It's just for that internal community within Discord that's playing. That's we posted it for. It's not something that we're promoting heavily. It's we have everybody in our Discord who we know is going to play it, test it, give us good feedback, then we can build on it. And then when it's at a point where new people who we want to come in and see it and be wowed right away, then we'll go and we'll make those pushes and make it a lot more presentable. But I mean, technically, yeah, you could stream. It's not like we have a under like a NDA or any clause like that. Like if you want to do that, by all means. But it's not really in that point yet where it's something where we're trying to get that outside attention. And yeah, that was the last question. So let me check real quick if you have any requests for speakers. Nope, no request for speakers. Yeah, that was the last in the AMA question chat.
Awesome. I appreciate it, everyone. And I will be posting the patch notes tomorrow or later tonight. And I'll pass them on to Tout to post. And yeah, no, as always, we appreciate you guys. And I know the game is not where we want it at the moment, but I hope people are able to see the game, see the vision, see the progress, see where we're going from one week to another week to another week, and they can get a good idea of where in the direction that we're heading.
Okay, quick question here. Are we getting the beta right now? Can people start playing the new beta right now?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Can you put
yeah.
a
It's on
like
the
a deep?
website.
Yeah. So can we put like a detailed announcement and for people who are listening right now, just make an announcement of the steps, what you need to
Yeah,
do, the new
yeah.
beta, the
You
patch
need to get the
updates,
new
the patch
password.
notes,
Yeah,
all
that's
that
a good.
stuff. Like,
Yep,
and after the space is
yep.
done,
Perfect. Yeah,
I can just
that's a
coordinate
great
with
idea.
Robert and make sure the bot is ready and everything.
The bot is ready, and the new game is on the website. The new game client's on the website. So
Yeah.
he gave me a confirmation about 5 minutes ago.
Okay. Cool. 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 All right. Sounds good.
Cool. All right, sounds good. Thank you everyone for your time as always, and looking forward to the next patch.
Cool, cool,
Should be
cool.
a
All
good
right,
one.
guys. Peace.